Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Al, and recently Blizzard announced that next reset, a new patch is coming to World of Warcraft, a minor update of patch 927. And while this patch is not planned to feature any major content, it does come with impactful changes, like a region-wide auction house which could drastically reduce the prices of everyday consumables, as well as even more improvements when it comes to gearing your main and alts for PvP in the Season 4. And this week we got additional class tuning with even more nerfs to some of the most popular Mythic Plus classes. And I want to cover all of these updates in today's video. But right before that, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to catch regular Season 4 updates and changes, as well as potentially future builds for the Dragonflight Alpha. Let's first go over the class changes, starting with Hunters. The spec of Survival Hunter saw yet another nerf this week. This class update primarily impacts their tier set 4-piece bonus, which amplifies the damage of Wildfire Bomb when your kill command procs a reset. And this change comes at the heels of the last week's Survival Hunter nerf, where we saw a reduced effectiveness of the tier set's passive Wildfire Bomb damage increase, as well as an adjustment to the Wildfire Bomb ability itself, where the ability is now soft-capped beyond 8 targets. But these nerfs also come with some buffs to help counterbalance the playstyle, specifically buffs to the abilities of Mongoose Bite, Raptor Strike, Serpent Sting, and Kill Command getting amplified by 20% in this recent update. And last week we saw even more buffs to the abilities of Raptor Strike and Kill Command, where they were previously upgraded by 15%. All of these updates went online this week, and so far, they haven't really affected Survival Hunter's popularity in Mythic Plus AoE content. As of this moment, the spec is still extremely competitive, offering incredible damage output even with these recent nerfs. In fact, some in the Hunter community see these nerfs as more of a buff, as yes, these nerfs do affect the overall AoE damage, which is incredibly high. But the single target damage buffs are huge, making Survival Hunters even more competitive in boss encounters. And the other class that saw adjustments this week was the Destruction Warlock, and just like Survival, it also saw some nerfs to its overall AoE output. Both the abilities of Rain of Fire and Immolation Aura, a passive damaging ability that comes from his Smoldering Infernos, and also used by the Blasphemy summoned with your tier set bonus. Both of these abilities saw an overall 20% nerf. In the past few weeks, Blizzard implemented yet another nerf to Destruction Warlocks, which buffed the overall single target damage but nerfed the overall AoE, by breaking the interaction between the talent of Reign of Chaos and the 4-piece tier set Blasphemy Infernal summons. Just like Survival Hunters, this update went live this week, but so far it wasn't enough to completely dethrone Destruction Warlocks from a dominant Mythic Plus position. These recent updates do allow the specs of Destruction and Demonology to be a little bit more competitive in Mythic Plus content, and it does allow other casters to be somewhat competitive to the raw damage of Destruction. But when it comes to high endgame dungeon content, Destruction is still the fan favorite, and will likely see Destruction and Survival continue to dominate in Mythic Plus popularity unless we see future nerfs over the next few weeks. We also got a brand new patch on the horizon. Patch 927 is a smaller update that doesn't offer any new gameplay changes or brand new content, but it does offer new improvements to the auction house economy. Auction houses everywhere are going to switch from a server-wide economy to a region-wide functionality, which will affect certain specific items. In a blue post, Blizzard has clarified that items marked as commodities will become available region-wide. In a recent blue post, they outlined that weapons, armor, and mounts will still be part of a server-wide economy, but certain specific items marked as commodities you'll be able to sell and buy across the entire region, which will make our servers even more interconnected than ever before. They specify that commodities items will include things like consumables, gems, herbs, mining ore, raid flasks and potions, as well as trade goods used for professions and crafting. And by making these commonly used items region-wide, it's going to impact their prices, specifically for players that play on smaller servers. When playing on a less populated realm, there's a good chance there's even less players participating in gathering and crafting professions, and there's likely less people playing the auction house. And usually, a very small community ends up controlling the local prices. When playing on a more populated realm, there's generally more competition, which means more competitive prices, which leads to cheaper consumables. With this update, low pop realms, medium population realms, and high population realms all have to compete against one another, and even more competition likely means even more competitive prices, which should hopefully help even out the price on all consumables no matter which server you play on. This region-wide auction house update will have massive impacts in Dragonflight, where professions are getting completely overhauled, where there will be a much bigger emphasis on crafted items and work orders, and hopefully cheaper region-wide prices will allow more players to invest into the new profession systems. And finally, next week, we'll be seeing massive buffs and improvements to PvP gearing in the Season 4. The Spoils of War buff returns in the next week's reset. And while this buff is active, all conquest point gains are increased by 25%, and all honor gains are buffed by 40%. This Spoils of War buff is also going to be active for the remainder of the Season 4. Conquest caps are also going to be completely lifted, giving everybody an opportunity to grind out conquest points and buy the most competitive PvP gear on any of their main or old characters. This is a massive improvement to PvP gearing if you're looking to catch up and participate in the Season 4. There's multiple ways of gearing alts for PvP, but one of the most efficient ways of gearing alts has been the Solo Shuffle Brawl, which is a solo queue 3v3 mode that normally rewards a generous amount of honor and conquest. This activity also comes with weekly PvP quest bonuses for participating in the Solo Shuffle, which drastically speeds up gearing process. Though playing Solo Shuffle on your alts in the Season 4 has become quite difficult as of recently, with so many geared Season 4 players stepping into the brawl, leaving your character very undergeared and an easy target. In order to help out alts gearing in the Season 4, Blizzard is going to be buffing the minimum item level scaling of the Solo Shuffle Brawl, with all undergeared characters scaling to the item level of 278. This means any characters entering the Solo Shuffle, as long as they're wearing appropriate Shadowlands leveling gear and above, will have the gear scaled for the brawl, which is better than no gear and will give them a much better fighting chance when playing against geared players in the Season 4, making Solo Shuffle much more accessible and approachable for any fresh new characters looking to gear up in this final Shadowlands season. And for now, that's going to be all of the new updates that we have in the Season 4 regarding the new patch, the new PvP gearing buff, and class changes. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these recent class nerfs? And what other class buffs would you like to see in this final Shadowlands season? Are there currently any classes that are struggling that could definitely use a little bit of a tune-up? What are your personal thoughts on the region-wide auction houses? And are you hoping to take advantage of this recent buff to PvP gearing? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single live stream and video, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video, or discuss with the other members of the community what you think about the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.